evening, Papua New Guinea, and welcome to another episode of Business PNG. After months of construction, the people of Madang finally have a modern, upgraded market to sell their goods and services. The recent opening of the Main Madang Market saw the townspeople gather in celebration to witness the opening. It was a day of celebration as the Main Madang Market, the economic and agricultural hub of Madang Town, was officially opened to the people recently. The Madang Market functions as a retail market primarily for agricultural and fishery products for local town residents, as well as villagers from the isolated districts of Madang Province. The Madang Market also receives vendors from nearby provinces, particularly from the remote islands and highlands districts. The newly constructed market is an initiative of the Japanese and PNG government through JICA and the National Fisheries Authority and is worth around 26 million kina. The market, seen as one unit with the fish market and extension of the vegetable market, is even equipped with public toilets, creating a hygienic environment.
You all will agree that this beautiful nation of Papua New Guinea is abundantly blessed with natural resources. Yet, PNG needed the right facilities to fully utilize this natural endowment. It was therefore our anticipation when the Madang Town Market was constructed. It should achieve the purpose entailed in the design. In this sense, I'm happy to see this new market of high-quality facilities to meet the needs of retailers and local residents through the establishment of such environments that facilitate hygienic and efficient distribution of agriculture and fisheries products for Madang.
The Madang Town Market was closed late in 2013, and for over a year, market users had to find alternative venues to sell their produce. As a result, starting makeshift markets such as the Kalibobo Market, just a stone's throw from the Madang Resort. Minister for Transport and Infrastructure and member for Madang Nixon Duban was grateful of the initiative that will change the face of Madang Town and bring more economic value for the people and the province as a whole.
Mila Togosem, Mibla people of Madang, Mibla got big black amamas, long people from Japan, all fishermen from Japan, all the bringing money. Like give him this money come now, this market come up. 5 man long people from Japan, the government of Japan. People from Madang, you must have it. Look at one black country, by all public is bringing money, like giving you. Lord, this is like I'm passing. You black clear. I'm all money, I'll work him like toya blong all, like work business blong all book him toya blong all. Now they give him also contribution, marking people from Japan, marking government from Japan. Now donate him this money come. Through long NFA, PNG government, now they give him this big plum market close to 30 million kina. Long Madang people.
The member is urging the citizens of Madang Province to take ownership of the market and look after it, as it will benefit both the sellers and the buyers. This is the second market upgrade in the country the National Fisheries Authority has been involved in, after the Wewak Town Market.
I would like to see that the national government refocus and apply appropriate level of attention towards the sustainable development of our coastal fisheries resources for our coastal and island communities' well-being. It is important that the coastal fisheries program with the National Fisheries Authority is strengthened with a clear policy direction. This policy will provide clear goals for measuring impacts and effectiveness of development programs and projects within coastal fisheries sector.
With the financial and political consequences of Brexit continuing to resonate around the world, questions persist over its impact for the global economy, including the world's emerging markets. So what does Brexit mean for Papua New Guinea? As a member of the African, Caribbean, and Pacific group of states, the country enjoys particularly close economic, trade, political, and cultural ties to the European Union and in turn the United Kingdom. Although it's early times, certain business houses in the country are beginning to feel the impact of the UK's decision.
Before the referendum that decided the United Kingdom's faith in the European Union, experts predicted volatility in the international markets that will be felt world over, causing political and financial instability. This prediction proved to be true with Great Britain's shock exit from the European Union. The pound reached a 31-year low against the US dollar and the euro. Like a ripple effect, stock markets began feeling the impact of Brexit, including Commonwealth member countries such as Papua New Guinea.
So when they did, it caused a big shock, and it caused a big shock especially in the City of London, because London is the European capital of finance, and although it's not, Britain isn't part of the Eurozone, it is still the sort of the banking and financial capital. So it caused a lot of businesses then to reconsider where they wanted to be located, and it caused an immediate drop in the forecast for economic growth for the UK, but also for the European Union as a whole. And it also triggered stock market falls. In biggest stock market fall, I think it brought it to the 30-year low in the UK, or sorry, the currency came to a 30-year low, but the stock market came to a major drop, as did all the other European Union stock markets, but also the US and further afield.
Before the poll, the uniform message from other leaders of the 53-member association had been the desire for Great Britain to remain a member of the European Union.
Well, again, one of the issues was that PNG and some of our neighbours in the Pacific are part of the ACP by dint of their association with the UK through into the past. So we're assuming that PNG would remain an ACP country, even though the UK may withdraw from the European Union, but we don't know that yet. Maybe Brussels will say, hang on, those countries that were affiliated with the UK as part of the ACP, you know, no longer have a particular affiliation with the rest of Europe. But these are all things that have to be determined, and there is a period of time in which to do it. But and as I say, it's possible that the UK may not even withdraw in the end. They may reconsider. Denmark has had referendums. Ireland has had referendums in the past where they had one referendum, then they reconsidered, had a second referendum and changed their minds. So sometimes people have a right to change their minds. We're watching what's happening in the Australian election at the moment, and you know, it's conceivable they'll have a second election in the near future, and you'd have a different result because people didn't like the result this time. So you know, people do change their minds on a number of grounds, including when they actually realise what the repercussions of what they've decided actually are.
For a country like Papua New Guinea, duly a member of the African, Caribbean, Pacific group, as well as a Commonwealth country, Britain was a powerful and privileged member within the EU trading bloc, with considerable opportunities for diplomatic leverage in broader Commonwealth interests.
Now, obviously, for countries like Papua New Guinea, we're an ACP member, so we have preferential trade access to the European Union, and that particularly gives us trade access for tinned fish, for example, and agricultural and some other products. Yeah. Now, some of our products, for example, palm oil, is exported and it goes through to the United Kingdom, and from the UK it gets re-exported within Europe. And some of it is processed there in the UK in a mill in Liverpool, which actually belongs to New Britain Palm Oil and its parent company. So they may reconsider whether that should, the component going to the UK goes to the UK, the exports going to the rest of Europe may go to a separate refinery or exported directly to some of the other countries in Europe. So these are things that all have to be worked out, plus obviously the the taxation arrangement.
Homegrown companies are also not immune to Brexit. According to chairman of Kina Group, Sir Rabi Namali, the company and others like it are feeling the impact of Brexit, though it's too early to measure the impacts.
The United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union on Friday, this last Friday, last week. This has had a significant impact on global markets, the full extent of which is still unknown at this time. There has been some impact on the camel portfolio as a result, and we will update you further on this in our next report.
Welcome back. Following their continuous investment in eliminating financial literacy, the Bank of PNG and their partners will be hosting a Financial Inclusion Exposition in Mount Hagen this week. Governor for the Central Bank, Loi Bakani, spoke with Business PNG about what is to be expected at the expo. Financial inclusion is important for Papua New Guinea as the unbanked segment currently stands at 85% of the total population of 7.2 million. Generally, the high level of financial exclusion is an impediment to the monetization of rural economies and a constraint to the growth of small and medium enterprises. The confluence of multiple barriers such as difficult geographies, lack of physical and social infrastructure, limited technological skills and know-how has created difficult challenges in the supply and access of financial services. The high percentage of unbanked population in PNG are largely from the rural areas and urban settlements, since most become financially excluded as they are not able to open simple savings accounts, access small loans and transfer funds, or even take insurance cover on their crop and livestock.
Financial inclusion agenda that we've been pushing through with the cooperation of commercial banks and other financial institutions, mobile phone companies, and other entities like NGOs, other donor partners, has come a long way since 2010. The idea behind it, or the main reason behind this whole drive, is to bring access of financial services to our people in the rural areas, in other parts of Papua New Guinea who have not had any access to any form of financial services, advices, or any products at all. So together with the drive or introduction of mobile phones back in that time, we started to roll out financial education also, making people aware that now we have mobile phones and there are other products that can be driven through mobile telephones.
One of the commonly overlooked reasons for financial exclusion in Papua New Guinea is a lack of awareness and guidance to masses regarding availability and usages of appropriate financial services, even though lack of access comes up at most times. This can lead to financial discrimination and exploitation. In order to overcome such scenarios, significant emphasis is needed on financial education and financial literacy, as well as functional literacy.
We are the implementing agent for that particular project. So through that project, we started to roll out various financial education programs and initiatives. The microfinance expansion project also, together with other donors and other, the commercial banks, started to roll out various forms of financial education throughout the country. The commercial banks also, together with that, also did financial literacy or financial education on their own products. So hand in hand, it worked very well. So in the process, between the last few years, a lot of people have gone through that financial education, financial awareness, and they have then moved on to open up new bank accounts with various financial institutions. At the same time, mobile phone companies like Digicel and B-Mobile also did their own financial programs, education programs, and they have signed up a lot of people using now mobile banking and internet banking. So it's a change. It has changed the whole structure of how to do banking or having access to financial services in Papua New Guinea.
The bank considers annual Financial Inclusion Expos as suitable forums to bring together those in the financial services industry and other service providers such as mobile network operators, government agencies, and other stakeholders, and the aspiring customers to interact freely away from traditional brick and mortar branches for information dissemination and network. To address this, the Bank of PNG, with its sponsors, will host the Financial Inclusion Exposition in Mount Hagen in the Western Highlands Province from the 15th to the 16th of July.
We've tried to spread it around the country. We've done Lei, which is representing Momase. We've done Port Moresby, which is representing a southern region. We've had quite a big one in Rabaul that coincided with the Warawagirat show, festival, and that was quite big also representing the New Guinea Islands. So we will have a proper one later on. But for Highlands, we haven't gone up there, so very vibrant region in Papua New Guinea. So we thought Mount Hagen, being the central, is a good place to go, and we've had a long discussions over time with the governor for the province, and of course the member for Mount Hagen, and they are now looking forward to us to go up there and host this exposition in July.
And that's all from us tonight. For more business news, if you would like to view this episode again, visit EMTV online at the URL at the bottom of the screen. Or for up-to-the-minute business news and updates, like our page on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at Business PNG or on Tumblr. Until next week, have a pleasant evening. I am Leon Gerari, and this was Business PNG.